Hello everyone, today we're gonna be looking at OP08.5 Lucci with the stage. I know what you're thinking, but man, that's banned. Yeah and no. It is banned, but we do have an addition for that can substitute it, and that is UTA. This is amazing, especially against the Flamingo. They need to commit a lot of resources if they want to get rid of it, and if you put it on the field at the right time, it's gonna stick like a stage. That's why we have this card. I only play it at 3. I feel like we have enough cost reduction regardless. So this is just an addition so that we can actually KO 4 costs way easier with UTA, Leader Ability and Brook. Now what do we have here? We have Spandin. This is already a staple in the Lucci decks, we already know that. I only play it at 2. I feel like 3 is a bit much for what this deck does. We already have a lot of trash with Jack and Who's Who, Khalifa, Sabo, and that does a lot of cycling for us. So Spandin at 2 is quite the sweet spot. You only need to see 1 for your late game, and then you're just gonna cycle all the cards back into your deck. Brook at 4. Feeling that we have Ice Ages and Helmepos, it's probably one of the best additions that you can add to the deck. I feel like with Helmepo, you can actually pop anything that they play on their 4th dawn turn, if you want to, and you don't need to put anything from your trash back into the deck. This is quite strong, especially against Purple Luffy, because he's quite a menace nowadays with the starter decks, and the same goes for the Flamingo. Then we have Zulus. We just need some more 2k counters, and this is one of the best 2k counter that you can get. It's also a -2. You don't need like that many Helmepos. I only play it at 1, because I feel like with Gecko, you don't need to have. It's a small difference between 2 and 3. It's kind of the same. So if you have a Zulu and Ice Age, you can actually pop almost anything on the field with your Leader Ability as well. Hence why I decided to go for Zulus and not more Who's. Khalifa, another 2k counter, pretty good to play on 4. So basically if you play it on curve, you just cycle 2 cards. Amazing card, even as a 2k counter or to cycle cards. If you don't have everything that you need in your hand for, let's say, the next turn, after, let's say, the 6th dawn turn or 7. Spandam, just a searcher. You look at top 3 and reveal 1 CP card, and that's the nice thing, it has CP type, which means you can also play CP9 and CP0, and Who's Who, which is a formal CP9, hence why you can still play it even though it's formal, not like the Navy searcher which takes specifically Navy, and not formal Navy. You all know what I'm talking about, it's 10 Kuzan. Sabo, just a 2-off. In this deck I felt like I initially tried to play this without Sabo, but I feel like I need at least 2 in order to make it work. Against yellow, this is one of the best cards that you can play later on, because you get protection from all the Yamatos, all the free KOs and such, and even if you get Rebecca from Moria, that's a very nice play. However, you do need from time to time to get a Sabo, especially in the mirror and yellow matches, because that's probably one of your toughest, the mirror one. Rebecca, I think this card is already a staple in black. It's gonna become even better with the OP010, I think, with all the Dressrosa support. Just a 4 cost blocker, but you get to take a 3 to 7 from trash and play a 3 or less. Usually what you want to do is play Gecko, Rebecca, Spandin, and then Helmepo or Tsuru. Use those to reduce the cost after you swing with Leader, of course, because you also want to avoid any triggers from your opponent. Regardless of what they play, they can usually KO something on your board. And then from Spandin, you do its effect, you put 3 CP cards back into your deck, and then you play a Rob Lucci. So for 8 dawn, you play a blocker, a 3 cost. Yeah, it's only a 2k, but 2k power, but from time to time it can even help you in your little turns if this remains unanswered. And then a 4/6 Rob Lucci, again an amazing card. This is insanely good. And what does Rob Lucci do? Place 3 cards from the trash to the bottom of your deck, and then you KO up to 1 of your opponent's character with a cost of 2, and up to 1 with a cost of 1 or less. That means that you can usually clear the board of your opponent and get a 9k body established. So you get a blocker, you get a 9k, you get the Lucci, and if you have Spandin in trash, you can even take a 2k from trash, either Khalifa or Who's Who, or you can take a Sabo for the next turn. So basically, Gecko is one of the most broken black cards, and in Lucci is one of the strongest you can play because of this combo. But Jack, only a 3-off. What does Jack do? It's a cost 11. So that's one of the nicest things that you can do. It's cost 11. And then the active main is draw 1 and trash 1. After that, you get to KO a cost 3 or less. Why is this very strong is because it can't be bottom decked by Gravity Blade. It can only be bottom decked, of course it's a 7 cost, but it can still be bottom decked by Red Locks. In Mirror, if you manage to establish a Jack and it's not KO'd, you're pretty good to actually win that game. Because you get a free KO for a 4 cost or less, and in this deck, as you can see, most of it is 4 cost. And the good targets for Gecko are Rebecca and Lucci, again 4 cost, so you can freely KO that with Jack. After that, the next thing is that even in the mirrors you need only Ice Age and Tempest Kick, which is a lot of resources, but you get to KO a Jack. So basically Ice Age, it's a -5 cost, so Jack gets to 6, and with a Tempest Kick it gets to 3, with your leader it gets to 2, so you can even KO Jack with Lucci. But if you're playing against ST14 Luffy, which has gained popularity lately, with this combo you can even KO their Jack. Or you can just put all downs on leader and swing into it. Who's Who, another 2k, it's an emergency KO outlet, it's cost 3 or less, but you have to trash a card. Why I still like this instead of Kaku, this 2k is actually really good if you're, for example, at 6 downs or 7 and you don't have a Rob Lucci in trash, and even if you play it at 8 downs, you won't have it in trash because your opponent might leave it on the field. So what you can do in that scenario is swing with leader, use its ability, lower the cost by 1, play a Who's Who, KO a 4 because you reduced it by 1 with Lucci, trash a Rob Lucci, and then have it ready for your Gecko Moria turn. Helmeppo, just a one-off, already talked about it, it's a -3, it goes really well with Brook. You can also hit higher targets, so it's 3 + 1 from leader, 4 + 1 from Brook, 5, so you can KO 5 with this, but most of the cards are in the range of 4, apart from the BY Luffy. I think that's one of your toughest matches, but you have a pretty decent chance because you storm the board quite a lot, and you do have some big bodies to establish, and if you manage to do that early, you should be in a pretty good position for the late game. They don't usually KO your Jack, they swing into it and then they KO it like that. Uta, this is the new stage from OP08.5 and OP09. I feel like this card has only been played once in one of the Asian tournaments. I've seen it as a topping deck. I'm not sure if it's gonna become relevant or not. However, based on my dashboard, it seems like a lot of Westerns are actually picking up this card because the price for it surged a lot in the past couple of months, meaningly 2 to 3 months. Uta is a really nice character because its ability states this character cannot be KO'd by battling against a leader. And what we do with Rob Lucci is usually clean the whole board of the enemy. And with an Uta established on the board, let's say against the Flamingo, if they can't establish anything more than you can clear, even especially early, with Uta you can actually clear their entire board and be in a really good position against them. Uta at 2, at 4 play Rebecca, leader ability, rest Uta, swing with Brook, and then you KO something on the board. Even if they have 1 character left, you can block with Rebecca. If they swing with the character, you block with Rebecca. If they swing with the leader, that's that. They did not read the card and you get to keep it on the board. I guarantee that in some games that will happen to you as well. That's why I decided to play Uta at 3. I feel like more would be too much and you get too many bricks, but 3 is kind of the sweet spot. Ice Age is already amazing card, reduce opponent's character's cost by 5, nothing else to say by that. But it's also a nice trigger, it gets to KO a 3 or less, the same goes with it's triggered with KO 3 or less, but the main ability is once you get to 10 cards in your trash, it's not only a draw one, but also a cost -3 to your opponent. And the last card, just a one-off 6 King Pistol, it just transforms one of your bricks into a 3k counter, because we do run quite a lot of bricks. If I'm not mistaken, we're at 4-8, roughly 18 to 19, I think it's 19 in total. Next we're gonna take a look at a couple of games and let me know in the comment section down below what you think about my build. We have Lucci versus Monkey D. Luffy ST10 this time. Now we got 2 geckos, is it too slow? I think we can keep this. They're first, they're gonna ramp with maybe Zorojuro or something like that, but we'll see. So for 1, play Spandam, take a Lucci, don't have any other targets, and pass. pretty good that they took first from us, because at 3 downs we can swing at 8 into 6 and they don't usually want that. Now they can swing 9 into 5, that's definitely a take. Instead they play a Zorojuro. I think we need to get rid of that guy, so I'm gonna give you a 2k. Can I KO it without? No, I can't. So if I play Rob Lucci, I think I need to keep the Ice Ages for later. So I'm just gonna swing 5 to minus the Zorojuro, and then Lucci return Tempest Kick. We have a second Brook, so we can return that one, and Khalifa. KO Zorojuro and pass. I don't want to give him the option to actually ramp that fast, because even so they can still play Mr. 2 and ramp with that one. And we need to get to 8 safely, so that we can actually get to play our Gecko Morias, even if we play them just as big bodies, to have something on board to answer their board instead. At 5, I don't think they can play much, maybe a Queen or a Mr. 2. That's pretty nice for us, because we can simply Ice Age Brook it. We need to take this 8 at life. Rebecca, no trigger, so that's nice. Let's see, I have 6 at life with Lucci, with the character, and then it's 1 for Ice Age, 4 for Rebecca. I can afford 1 for leader, because I think I want to swing at him at least a bit. So 1, 6 at life, minus 1 to Mr. 2. We mill a Tempest Kick and Rebecca, they give us a Queen. Now at 5, yeah, I still think that's the play. Ice Age, Rebecca, take nothing from trash because we don't have anything else, and play 2-0 targets to draw. Play Brook, -1 and KO Mr. 2. Here's what it does in case you don't know. Now that they're at 8, they can actually play a ramp 1 again and get to 9 and play a 9 beard. In that case we don't actually have anything to counter that, and we won't be swinging at life. We barely get to 8 next turn, and we don't even have much value in trash. We probably just go for Rebecca's Pandam play, hope we get some 2Ks in trash from that one. Let's see what they do. Okay, so they just play a Queen, that's nice for us. Let's see, do we have an answer for that this turn or not? They go to 10 regardless, so they discard, yeah, an oddly looking card. They discard a Baccarat. This is really nice. It's a free 2k counter blocker, so they can have that one. I think we can only afford to swing with Lucci, so they swing for 6. I'll give you a Rebecca. I don't want to counter that one. Let's see, we got we have nothing in trash actually, but what can I do? I think I can swing with Brook, -1 the Baccarat, and then play, no, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5. We can KO the Queen instead. Is that better? Yeah, we can always KO Baccarat, but we can't KO Queen regardless that easily. So let's go 6 at life with Lucci. They can easily discard anything for a 2k, so any brick with Baccarat becomes a 2k, so that's good for them. And what we're gonna do is 5 at life, so 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5. So minusing the Queen, swing with Brook, then play Moria, Rebecca, okay, minus the Brook again, no KO, okay, and then for 8 play Gecko, we need that big body, play Rebecca and Tsuru, Tsuru instead of Brook, Tsuru -2 to Queen, take a Brook, play a Brook instead of Tsuru, minus the Queen and KO the Queen and pass. They're at 10 downs, they can do a lot of shenanigans at this point, but we're also pretty healthy. We got Rebecca on board, and we also have 4 life, so that should be in our advantage, at least with Gecko on the field. Even if they play a big body for which we don't have any answer, and they do, they play a 9 mom, probably putting our Lucci to the bottom of the life, just so that we can swing at them. This is a really nice addition for the RP decks, or any purple deck. Basically they get a free heal, and to me that's insane, especially for a Luffy that's a 6k base. Playing back-to-back moms, that's gonna be pretty difficult to handle. Let's see what they decide to do. We can still swing, yeah, they're gonna go 8 at Brook, regardless I'm gonna give you a Rebecca. So let's see with that one. Oh yeah, I think they can also swing it Baccarat for 5 into Brook. So I think I have to let that go if they decide to do so. And then we swing back into Baccarat. Okay, so they decide not to swing. We got another Gecko Moria. So let's see. Spandam, take a 2k. Now, if we play Gecko, what do we bring back? We don't have a Lucci, so that's unfortunate. We can bring Gecko, Rebecca, Uta, or... yeah, I think I can go 6 at face with Lucci. Let's see what they decide to do. Minusing the Baccarat. Probably they're just gonna counter with a brick, saying, man, if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. But luckily for us, we do have it. Or is it better to play anything else? If I swing with the Brook, minusing that again, Moria, Rebecca, Uta, Brook. Yeah, I think I like that one more. So swing for 1, minusing Baccarat. And then Rebecca rested. They can decide what they want to clear. So I'm gonna play Moria, Uta as... oh, we can't, or can we? Yeah, we can play Uta. So Uta's gonna stay here as active. Then as rested, we play Rebecca instead of Spandam. Oh, I should have played it instead of Brook. Slight misplay there. Yeah, let's just take a 2k and play nothing. And oops, we messed that one up. 9 at face with Gecko. They probably decide to just use Baccarat or they take, because yeah, why not with 9 mom. They have another 9 mom in trash. Maybe they can get to another one. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, slight misplay there. Okay, they get a 9 beard. They can clear our Brook, and then 10 at Gecko. Yeah, probably 14. If I were them, I'd swing 14 to Rebecca with Baccarat, clear the Brook and Gecko, because I'm pretty healthy right now at 5, so I can just ping you with both Gecko. So you need to kind of take some of that pressure off. But at the same time, they also know we have a Who's Who in hand, which is a 2k, so they can't kill our Gecko. They could try, but it's probably not the best idea. Let's see what they do. If they go at life, I'm just gonna take it. Now, do I counter this one? No, that would be stupid. They could have done another 9, so we can only counter 1 of that. Yeah, 8 at Rebecca, not giving us any chance to get some cards in hand. Now, what do we do here? We don't have any cost reducers, so maybe we just kill the 9 mom. 11 at 9 mom. This kills a 3k or less, so they kill it regardless with Uta, with Newgate. Okay, they red beam, so that's nice. Rest this, minus to Baccarat, play Moria into Rebecca and a Spandam. Let's search for some cost reducers, play Spandam. There's our cost reducer, and then take Brook, play Brook, replace Spandam, KO Baccarat, and then 9 at face, nope, because it's an 8k leader, and we managed to clear the 9 mom. So 9 at 9, they don't have much counter, so even if they have, because they had to use the right beam, which made sense at that point, but let's see what they do. They have a 7k base, and then a 10k swing with Newgate, so they can go 10-11. I think I can counter both. They need to put 2 dons on Newgate, so that's gonna be a 12 at Gecko, KO Rebecca, 12. Yeah, I have the counter for that one, and then swing with leader. What's that? 7, 8, 9. Yeah, should have the counter for all of it. Okay, just a 2k, and then 10 at whatever. You can't KO Rebecca, but I'm just gonna give you Rebecca because you did not realize you can KO it with Newgate, so that would have been a 2k instead. Okay, draw. So now what do we have? We can reduce it by 3, so that's a 6, 7, so it's a 6. Yeah, it's gross, so it's a 7 base. Can we go for game actually? Let's think this through. So it's 6, 5, 4, 2, and Lucci. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, minus 3. Oh, imagine if we were to play a 4th Gecko, but yeah, we're not gonna do that. Uta, Rest, give -2 to Newgate. So now it's a 4 cost. Let's swing with Brook. Actually, no, we swing with Brook like this. Minusing the Newgate, KO nothing. Now it's at 3. Unfortunately, we don't have a Jack. So we're just gonna go 8 at 7. Ability minusing the Newgate. If they take this, we just go with Geckos. Probably they have another red beam in hand, but let's see how that one goes. So 9 at lead, they need 2 cards. I think we have this one. So if they don't take, we basically win from KOing that with Lucci. So 9. This should be a wrap. So even if they have a red beam here, next turn's a game. Okay, so they do have a red beam instead. Yeah, let's go for the... Do we have that in trash or not? Nope, so we're just gonna go Rob Lucci, replace Brook, card action, 1, 2, 3, KO and pass. And imagine that we actually have 10 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock, and then they have 10:30. They can't do much, probably they want to swing with leader. They decide what to play. But yeah, this game is just too much for them. So 12 at Gecko, 11, 13. Yeah, we're just gonna block this, well, counter that one, and then it's game. Even if they get a blocker, we can pretty easily kill that with UTA and leader ability, and then yeah, regardless, you have 3 Geckos to swing at them. Ramp 2, 10, 11, 12, yeah, you got that Gecko, and yeah, just game. So 9, even if you get a red beam, that's a wrap after 1 more hit. Exactly, 1 red beam, so 9 at face, and then delivering the fatal blow with UTA. 13 at life.